Hi, thanks for joining me. So let me guide you through the process of making this image. So one time I was cooking and found potatoes that were kept for too long, so they began to grow. It looked cool, nice colors, interesting shapes. I thought it would be cool if those sprouts become like large trees or something, and the potato itself become the stone. The idea of making a macro world for the science fiction is not something new, so I thought it would be cool and fun to try. So I took quite a bit of photos. Also, the quality of the photos could be much better, and maybe I should use something for the background, so it would be easier to cut the textures out. But next time I'll be smarter, I hope so. Here are some of the texture I used in the image to make those plants. As I said, cutting them from the photos was a little bit annoying, but it was faster and better than trying to make models or paint them like by hand. I love photos because they give you so much inspiration, shapes, textures, colors and gradients, how stuff connected, how it's growing, the patterns. It's overall very cool stuff. That's why I don't like most of the concept that is mostly using self-made 3D models. It's lacking everything I mentioned above. So when I can, I better use photos for my work. This is my initial stage. I always start exploring idea in the thumbnail. It's like trying to put my thoughts on paper and see it outside my head. But as you can see, it's not make sense for the viewer that don't understand what I want to show or say. So of course for a client we need to make something more elaborate. So this was next stage. I did these two sketches. At first I did the sketch on the top, but I felt that its composition is quite random and noisy, and I decided to make another one. It's like just rearranging the parts to make composition that make more sense. At least for me it seems like that. I think in the lower image it's a little bit easier to enter the image itself. Lines flows in the direction of the focal point, and we have more divided parts of noise and rest. I will try to maintain all these compositional points in my final image as much as I can. Even though I have the sketch, I also do a 3D sketch or simplified 3D blocking for the scene. I do this to get better idea about lighting, perspective, space in the scene. It helps me to get better results, as it's also a good reference to have. After cutting textures from the photos, I put them in the composition. I put all the potato parts first because I have all these images, so I decided to put them but usually I start from the foreground, so it's like putting the foreground elements and going backwards. Yeah, after that I put ground plane. In this case is shore and ocean. I trying to find the good look of it and try not to ruin the composition. As it is more alien landscape, I thought just a regular shore would be a little bit boring and maybe not enough for some alien landscape, so I used something like this. After all the elements are in the composition, I played with colors, and I decided to make the image quite bright in its color gamma. So even the characters I did like bright yellow to make it pop more, because we have quite bright water, quite colorful plants, so I thought the bright yellow costumes will be a good thing in this composition. I used some hikers or trackers, or how do you call them, to make these space guys. So I used like regular trackers and then like overpainting, adding some helmets, and made them into these space guys. After all elements are in the composition, time to add atmosphere and light. So as you can see, I added everything like on top. I do it by making layer of elements in the dark and elements in the light. So it's like revealing the shadow layer through masks. After that I added some highlights on the objects and make them pop even more. For the atmosphere, I making the gradient and revealing it more and more for the further objects, so it's like influencing the objects that are farther away more and more. So it's like objects are closer are darker and objects farther away are much brighter and dimmer. To make this world feel even more alien, I added another planet in the sky. After everything is done, it's like time to do some cleanups, some adding effects, like effects of the camera, frames to make it more cinematic, and some vignetting, and maybe a little bit of color correction. And it's done. So how it started and how it's going. Hope you like it and learn something. If you want to get a full video of the process, you can find it in the links below. There you can also find 3D files, Photoshop files, and also textures, so you can try it for yourself. Thanks for checking this video and take care. Bye.